Parang sa mga cherry pala. Ganun siya maglang. Okay, asan yung ano natin? Ayun. Okay, let's try to answer this one. Again, we are given ln, so this becomes ln of 5x squared plus 7x minus 10. Again, what is our formula in order for us to get the derivative? First, write down the given because that will be our denominator. So it becomes 5x squared plus 7x minus 10. And then, the numerator will serve as the derivative of the given. And what is the derivative of 5x squared? It becomes 10x plus 7. Therefore, this will be the derivative of our function. Okay, so another. What if we're now given ln of 10x raised to 5 minus 8x raised to 4 plus 5x cubed. Okay na? Again, this is very simple. All we have to do is to copy again the given because that will serve as the denominator of our answer. That is 10x raised to 5 minus 8x raised to 4 plus 5x cubed. While the numerator is a derivative, therefore, what is the derivative of the given? That is 50x raised to 4 and then 32 x cubed plus 15x squared. Is this our final answer? It shouldn't be our final answer. Why? Because we'll be able to simplify it further. How? Look at the factors. Therefore, for the numerator, there is a common factor, and that common factor would be the least exponent. That is x squared. Therefore, if you have x squared for the numerator, you should also have x squared for the denominator so that they will cancel out. Is that clear? Therefore, if we will be factoring out x squared for the numerator, our equation becomes 50x squared and then 32x, and then for the constant, that becomes 15. And for the denominator rather, it becomes 10x cubed minus 8x squared plus 5x. And then we'll be able to cancel out x squared. And this becomes our final answer for the derivative. Is that clear? Always remember that if there is something that you need to simplify, then you could simplify it further. If you could see that there is a factor, then you could factor it out. Questions? Okay, I have an important question here. So what if you're now given just ln of x? O, paano kunwari binigyan ka daw just ln of x? What do you think is the derivative of ln of x? Therefore, what is the derivative of ln of x? Kunwari, bigla kang tinanong, what is the derivative of ln of x? What should be your answer? It must be 1 over x. Is that clear? And what if there is a constant before the given ln of x? For example, you are given 2 ln of x. Therefore, what will be your answer if you are given 2 ln of x? It becomes 2 over x. Are we clear? What if you're given 105 ln of x? Therefore, 105 over x. Are we clear? So that is how you get the derivative if it contains a coefficient that is constant and then ln of x. Okay. So what if you're now given 5 raised to x? How do you get the derivative of a constant raised to a variable? Any idea? So what if you're now given a constant raised to a variable, just like our example, 5 raised to x? Okay, so for here, let's say that this is a to the u. If you will be searching from your textbooks, from the internet, just type in derivative of a to the u or a to the x, and then you will now get the formula for that. But I will teach you how to get the derivative of a constant raised to a variable. For example, you are given a 5 raised to x. It takes the form of a to the u. Therefore, if you are asked to get the derivative of a to the u, the answer is very simple. Okay? It is just what? Nag-search ba? What is the derivative of a to the u? Okay po. Ano po yung na-search nila na so that we'll be able to write the formula? Okay, so the formula for this one is first, just copy the given, which is a to the u, and then ln of a, and then after that, multiply that to du. Okay, is that clear? Again, the formula for the derivative of a constant raised to a variable is a to the u ln of a du. For example, what if you're given 5 raised to x? Therefore, it takes the form of a to the u. What is your u? Your u is x, right? Therefore, what is the derivative of u or du? What is the derivative of x? 1 or just 1 dx, or pwede na, wag mo na ipakita si 1, or pwede na dx lang siya. Okay. Therefore, in this case, our y is 5 raised to x. Therefore, our y prime becomes, anong sabi? A to the u. Write down 5 raised to x. ln of what? ln of a. What is our a? Our a is 5. Tama? And then what is our du? Our du is just 1 dx or just an imaginary number for this one. So, it is just 1, so pwede na natin na hindi siya isulat doon. So, therefore, our y prime now is 5 raised to x ln of 5. So, what if you're given y is equal to 5 raised to x squared? Sulat mo ulit. What is your u? Your u is x squared. Therefore, what is your du? 2x. And then, what is our formula? Our formula for y prime is a to the u ln of a du. Okay. Copy the given because that is just a to the u. Therefore, that is 5 raised to x squared. And then, ln of what? What is our a? 5. Okay. Always remember that that a is our base. And our u is our exponent. What is our du? Our du is 2x. Therefore, this is now our final answer. Because we'll not anymore be simplifying this one since this base contains this exponent and this base, it only has this exponent. Okay? So, could you please answer this one? Y is equal to 10 raised to x cubed minus 7x. So again, the formula for a constant raised to a variable or raised to a term, just remember that if the base is constant, the formula that we'll be using is a to the u. Therefore, the derivative of a to the u is very simple. A to the u ln of a derivative of u. Okay? So that is how we get its derivative. Okay, is our discussion clear? Can you answer it directly? Actually, it is very simple. It is just formula based. So all you have to do is to gather all the information, to write A, to identify U, to get the derivative of U, and then substitute that into the formula. So ganun lang naman po siya kabilis. Okay, let's now try to answer. Therefore, if you will be answering this one, remember to first identify the base and then the exponent. The base will serve as the A, and then the exponent will serve as the U. Okay, identify A, that is 10. And then identify U, which is x cubed minus 7x. After identifying U, we need to identify the derivative of U. And we call that du. Therefore, it is now 3x squared minus 7. Is this clear? Okay, and then write down the formula. Y prime is equal to a to the u, ln of a du. Again, we're not anymore indicating dx, ha? So, because it is just with y prime now. Okay? Therefore, a to the u is 10 raised to x cubed minus 7x. ln of what? ln of 10. And then what is our du? 3x squared minus 7. Is this clear? Therefore, this is now our answer. And that is the derivative of y is equal to 10 raised to x cubed minus 7x. Okay, for the last example, for a to the u, could you please answer this one? Okay, so could you please identify the derivative of 15 raised to e raised to 5x raised to 4? Okay? I'm giving you 2 minutes to analyze and then try to get the derivative of y is equal to 15 raised to e raised to 5x raised to 4. Okay? It is very simple. If you will just analyzing it, it is very clear that the formula that you will be using is a to the u. And after identifying a, identify u, and then get the derivative of du. Why? Because we already discussed the derivative of e to the u, right? And then after that, substitute all your given to the formula. Okay? Okay, is this clear? Are you done with this one? Okay, I'm giving another 30 seconds for the others to answer. Remember that this is a combination of a to the u and then e to the u. Are we clear? But, pag ganun kasi, analyze mo muna. Pag combination kasi, titingnan mo kung saan applicable yung main formula. yung main formula natin will be applicable dun sa base na given. Kung ang base mo ay E, and then yung E yung gagamitan mo ng formula. Pero kung yung base mo ay constant, yung A to the U yung gagamitin mo na formula. And in this case, it is clearly written that the main formula that you'll be using is A to the U. And then, sub-formula na lang yung E to the U. Are we clear? Kasi yun ngayon yung exponent natin. So I'm giving another 30 seconds for you to answer. Okay, are you done po? Okay, let's try to answer. So, again, it takes the form of A to the U. Identify A. Our A is 15. Identify U. That is E raised to 5x raised to 4. Is that clear? And then, identify our DU. Our DU is E to the U. Tama po? A to the U, DU. Wherein, this is the DU again. Okay, and that becomes 20x cubed. Are we clear? Okay, therefore, this is our whole DU. May dx pa po dyan, ha? So, hindi na lang natin siya laging sinasama. Okay, so for this one, it becomes now our formula y prime is a to the u ln of a du. But what is our a to the u? Our a to the u is the given, which is 15 raised to e raised to 5x raised to 4. Is this clear? And then, our ln of a becomes ln of what? ln of 15. But what is our du? Our du is this one. Okay? E raised to 5x raised to 4 times 20x cubed. Therefore, this is our final answer. Did you get the same answer? Okay lang naman magkabali-baligtad. Since the process here is multiplication, so okay lang naman na mabali-baligtad natin. Is that clear? So, kung nauna mo to doon, okay lang. Kung nauna mo to doon, okay lang din. So, walang problema. As long as the process is the same, so, and as long as we arrive with each term na meron siya, therefore, your answer is correct. So, I will not anymore simplify this one. So, I will just accept this if this is your answer. Is that clear? Okay. So, questions? May tanong po ba? Okay. I guess that's for the exponential. For what else? Exponential, logarithm. So, logarithmic. So, ganun lang yung gagawin natin if these are the examples. So, again, nagsimula tayo sa e to the u. And then, we had ln of u. We have ln of a. And then, for this one, we had a constant raised to a variable. So, let's now proceed to our next topic, which is the derivative of trigonometric functions. So, let's now write the formula. So, I am encouraging you to memorize the formula. I will not anymore be getting the derivation of the formula since it's not anymore included in our competencies. So what we'll be now doing is I will just apply the formula for this one. So let's start with sine, cosine, tangent, cosecant, secant and cotangent. So let's now try to get the derivative of the different trigonometric functions. Sug natin dito. Ito kan sa ilalim ilagay. Okay, so these are the derivatives of trigonometric functions. We have the derivative of sine, which is cosine, the derivative of cosine, which is negative sine. Remember that cofunctions, they have negative derivatives. The cosine, the cosecant, the cotangent, they have negative derivatives. Actually, if you will be looking at this, it is just like the same with our Pythagorean identities. Kung maalala nyo yung sa Pythagorean identities natin, halos they have a relationship kung makikita mo doon. Diba? Meron tayong sine squared plus cosine squared is equal to 1. So, kung ititingnan nyo yung relationship niya, pag nakita nyo yung, for example, tangent, ang kapartner niya, secant. Diba? So, yung cosecant, ang kapartner niya, cotangent. Kung maalala nyo, halos ganun yung ginagamit ko na palatandaan para makuha ko agad yung derivative niya. Okay. For this one, the derivative of sine is cosine. The derivative of cosine is negative sine since it is a cofunction. The derivative of tangent is secant squared x. The derivative of cosecant x is cosecant x, cotangent x, but do not forget the negative. So, negative siya dapat kasi cosecant. The derivative of secant of x is secant x tangent of x, and the derivative of cotangent of x is equal to negative cosecant squared x. Okay, so I'm giving you 1 minute to copy this one. Okay, let's start with our first example. Number 1. Y is equal to okay. So, in order for you to get the derivative of this ng mas mabilis, easier. So, ganito po yung gagawin nating formula. So, it takes the form of cosine u. Para lagi na lang yung u yung pagpaparisa natin. So, yun na lang. It takes the form of cosine u. But what is the derivative of cosine of u? Look at that. The derivative of cosine x is negative sine x. Therefore, it becomes negative sine u du. So, that is the derivative of cosine of u. Okay. So, it's the given cosine. Therefore, it takes the form of cosine u. Okay. Identify u. Therefore, u becomes what? 3x. And what is the derivative of 3x? 3. Okay, 3 dx. Okay? So, in this case, since we are given y is equal to cosine of 3x, what is the derivative of cosine? Negative sine. And then right here, y prime is equal to negative sine of, what is our u? 3x. And then multiply to our du, which is 3. Therefore, y prime now is equal to negative 3 sine of 3x. And that is the derivative of cosine of 3x. Is this clear? Okay. So, what if we're now given naman, sige nga, what if we're given y is equal to sine of 10x? What will be the derivative? Let's start with the basic examples. Okay, therefore, let's identify. It takes the form of sine u. Is this clear? Therefore, what is the derivative of sine u? The derivative of sine u is cosine u du. Are we clear? Okay, therefore, write down y is equal to sine u. Therefore, our u is 10x. What is our du? Our du is 10 dx. Writing here now, therefore, y prime is equal to cosine u du. Write it down. Cosine u du. Therefore, we'll be able to identify the derivative. Therefore, cosine of u, which is 10x. Sorry, this must be 10x. Our du is 10 dx. Therefore, our y prime is 10 cosine of 10x. Did you get the relationship of u and the derivative of trigonometric function? Remember that always multiply the derivative of the inside to the derivative of the function. Okay, so number 3. What if you're given y is equal to tangent of 8x. Dapat isang tingin nyo pa lang, alam nyo na since there is a formula, di ba? Okay. So, nalaman mo na tangent of 8x siya. Anong gagawin natin kung alam mo na tangent of 8x? Ilabas mo na sino ilalabas mo? Si constant. And that constant is, ano ilalabas mo na constant? Sino dapat yung ilalabas mo na constant? 8. Tapos, ano yung derivative ni tangent? Derivative ni tangent, secant squared x. O, i-multiply mo agad. secant squared. But we will not anymore be using x. Ano yung gagamitin natin dito? It must be 8x. And that is the answer. Y prime is equal to 8 secant squared 8x. Are we clear? Okay. So, for our next example, what if you're given y is equal to sine of 4x plus 5. It is now 4x plus 5. Okay. Okay? Therefore, we could say that it takes the form of y is equal to sine u. What is our u? Our u is 4x plus 5. But what is our du? Our du is 4 dx. Since it takes the form of sine u, the derivative of sine u becomes cosine u du. Right here. Y prime is equal to cosine u du. Therefore, y prime is equal to cosine of, what is our u? 4x plus 5. What is our du? 4 dx. Therefore, y prime now is equal to 4 cosine of 4x plus 5. And that is the answer. Nakikita pa kaya? Okay, let's have another for this one. So what if you're now given y is equal to cosine of 7x squared minus 5x. It takes the form of cosine u. Therefore, what is the derivative of cosine u? That is negative sine u du. Okay. Therefore, we need to identify first our u. What is our u? 7x squared minus 5x, and our du becomes 14x minus 5. Very good. And that becomes dx. Okay, therefore, it takes the form of y prime is equal to negative sine u du. Substituting the important values to our equation, y prime now is equal to negative sine of 7x squared minus 5x. But what is our du? Our du is 14x minus 5. Therefore, our y prime becomes 14 negative. Okay, negative 14x minus 5 times sine of 7x squared minus 5x. Okay? Is this clear? Okay, I hope that this is clear. So, next example. So, what if we're now given a trigonometric functions containing exponents? Okay, for example, number 7, what will be the derivative of y is equal to sine cube x? Okay, do you have any idea on how we could solve this one? Do you remember power rule? Naalala pa ba si power rule? Okay, ano yung formula natin sa power rule? N times x raised to n minus 1. Do you think it's applicable in our example? Sa tingin nyo applicable to sa example natin? Sa tingin nyo applicable siya? Absolutely, it is applicable. Okay. So, ibig sabihin, if you are given this one, alalahanin mo muna yung power rule natin. Di ba yung power rule natin, that is x raised to n. Tama? Okay. Therefore, it becomes n times x raised to n minus 1. Pero meron ka pang kulang na dapat i-multiply dito. Ano dapat yung i-multiply doon na kulang? Derivative nung base. And that is dx. Are we clear? Therefore, ibig sabihin pala, kailangan gamitan ko muna ng power rule etong si sine cube x. Pag gagamit ko ng power rule, kailangan ma-multiply ko siya sa kanyang derivative. Okay? Therefore, sine cube x, it becomes x raised to n, then n times x raised to n minus 1 dx. But what is dx? Ano yung dx ni sine cube x? That becomes cosine of x. Are we clear? Okay, therefore, our y prime now is equal to what happens to the exponent? Bring down the exponent. Copy the given, but subtract 1 from the exponent. And then, x. Ano yung i-multiply natin doon? Derivative nung sine. At ano yung derivative ni sine? Cosine of x. Simplifying, therefore, our y prime now is 3 times sine of what? Sine squared of x. Cosine of x. And this is the derivative. Okay. Is this clear? Isa pang example for this form. Y is equal to cosine raised to 4 of x. Okay, ano nga ulit yung process na gagawin natin? Bring down the exponent, subtract 1 from the exponent, subtract 1 from the exponent, and then multiply that to the derivative of the function. Okay? Doon sa derivative ng function, wala na siya dapat exponent. Is that clear? Kasi ang tinitingnan na lang natin sa kanya is yung mismong function itself and not anymore the exponent. Okay? So, let's now try to answer. Actually, madali lang siya. Dapat talaga alam mo lang yung proseso na power rule if there is an exponent and then chain rule na yung mangyayari sa kanya. Yung ginagawa po natin dito ay chain rule. So, yung chain rule po, pagkakuha ng derivative ng isa, derivative naman ng isa pa. Okay. So, for this one, therefore, we could say that y prime is what happens? Bring down the exponent. 4. Copy the given. Anong gagawin sa exponent niya? Subtract 1. And then x. Do not forget na meron pa siyang x doon, ha? Yung angle niya, angle x natin. And then multiply that to what? To the derivative of cosine, which is very good. That is negative sine of x. Simplifying, negative times 4, it becomes negative 4 cosine of what? Cosine cube x sine x. Are we clear? Last example for this one, para hindi pa malito, ha? What if you're given now, number 9, y is equal to tangent raised to 5 of x. Okay? Therefore, hanapin muna natin yung derivative ng tangent. What is the derivative of tangent? Derivative daw ng tangent. Look at that. That becomes secant squared x. Are we clear? Okay. What happens now? Y prime, it becomes, bring down the exponent, 5. Tangent, raised to what? To 4 of x. And then, multiply that to secant squared x. And that is the final answer. O, di ba madali lang? So, all you have to do is to identify the derivative of the function. Okay. So, ganun lang yung gagawin natin. So, next example. For number 10, let's try naman using product rule. Okay. Y is equal to sine x cosine x. What is the derivative of y is equal to sine x times cosine of x? Can you still remember product rule? UDV plus VDU. Okay? So, pwedeng pagbaliktarin mo. Pwedeng VDU plus UDV, but do not forget that the sign is addition. While for quotient rule, hindi dapat mauna si isa dun sa isa. Laging dapat VDU minus UDV over V squared. So, that is the difference between the product and the quotient rule. Okay, let's try na to answer. Since first time nyo maka-encounter ng ganito, let's first identify our u, let's first identify our v. Okay, and then write down here u, which is sine of x. And what is your du? Your du is, what is the derivative of sine of x? Cosine of x, dx. What is your v? Your v is cosine of x. But what is your dv? Your dv is negative sine of x dx. What is the formula for y prime again? Formula now would be u dv plus v du. What is our u? Sine of x. What is our dv? Negative sine of x. Plus, what is our v? Cosine of x. What is our du? Cosine of x. Okay. Multiplying, simplifying, sine times sine. Sine squared of x. Therefore, y prime is negative sine squared of x. Cosine times cosine. Cosine squared of x. That is plus cosine squared of x. Therefore, y prime now is, since this is negative, let's just interchange their places. Therefore, this becomes cosine squared of x minus sine squared of x. Is there a trigonometric identity for sine squared of x? Cosine squared of x minus sine squared of x? Is there any? Meron po ba? None. Kasi dapat siya ay plus. So that it becomes 1. Okay? Since wala siyang trigonometric identity, therefore, this is now our answer. Yes, since they are just an identity. Kung papalitan mo siya. Since this is your final answer, if naging plus siya, pwedeng ang answer mo na is just 1. Kung naging plus siya. But our answer is minus, it is not anymore an identity. Okay? Okay, our third to the last example. Sige nga po, paki-identify the derivative of x squared times sine of x. Again, what rule are you going to use? Product rule. Identify the u, identify the v. Okay? Ikaw magpa-charming-charming dyan, nakalive ako, no? Okay. Let's now try to answer. Again, identify first u and then identify v. This is our u, this is our v, or you can interchange u and v. Okay, write down u. Our u is x squared. Our du is 2x dx. Our v is sine of x. Therefore, what is our dv? Our dv is cosine of x. Y prime now is u dv plus v du. Therefore, our u is x squared. Our dv is cosine of x plus our v is sine of x and our du is 2x. Simplifying, we'll now be having x squared times cosine of x plus 2x sine of x. Did you get the same answer, guys? Okay, that is the final answer. Okay, for our activity, let's just have 3 na lang. Okay, any more questions regarding the derivative of trigonometric functions? Are we clear? Or is our discussion clear about trigonometric functions? Did you learn something today po? Okay, so that is all about trigonometric functions and its derivative. So, do not forget that there are theorems and rules that you need to follow in order for you to get the derivative of certain functions. So, in this case, you need to go back to what you have learned from the product and the quotient rule. And also, the very basic rule, which is the power formula or the power rule. That if in case that there is an exponent, do not forget to just bring down the exponent, subtract 1 from the exponent, and then multiply that to its derivative, or what we call as the chain rule. Okay? So, in case that you have questions regarding our discussion for today, so you may now ask it now.